I believe that in Arizona we have government against the people. We don't have government for the people. They're making decisions that are based on their big corporate donors or the dark money donors rather than on what's good for people who live in Tucson or people who live in Arizona. And so I have 3 parts to my platform. The first is economic reform, and that focuses on the tax cuts, the corporate tax cuts, the $400 million that they're giving away in tax credits. That was just in the newspaper recently. And most of that $400 million is to prop up one industry, which is the charter school industry. So it's no wonder that we don't have enough money for public schools when we're giving away $400 million in tax credits, right? Second part of my economic reform package is the idea of creating a public bank in Tucson or in Arizona. So public banking, the sort of the crux of it is the idea is that every county, city, and state in the country, except for the state of North Dakota, which has a public bank, all of them hold their money in a too-big-to-fail bank on Wall Street. And that money is invested for the good of that bank, for the good of that bank's shareholders. So the state of Arizona, all of our money is in Bank of America. It's all invested on Wall Street for the good of Bank of America and not for the good of the taxpayers who are right here, and that's our money. So with public banking, you would bring all or part of that money back to Arizona and establish a public bank. For example, you could lend to entrepreneurs, you could lend to cities, like for example, the city of Tucson, we passed that bond measure to fix our streets a few years ago, remember? We're on the hook for up to 8% on that bond measure. If interest rates go up, we're going to be paying a lot more to fix those potholes. If we had a public bank in Arizona, the bank could lend the city of Tucson money at a fixed rate. The city would save money on interest, and the state would make a little money. So it's a sustainable system, you know, rather than now what we're doing is we're borrowing from Wall Street to fix our roads, and then we're paying debt on that. The state of Arizona pays $312 million a year on its interest on debt to Wall Street. The city of Tucson pays $25 million a year in interest on debt to Wall Street. Pima County pays $26 million in debt to Wall Street on interest. You multiply that times all the cities and counties in Arizona, that's too much for me to count. That's a lot of money, you know. And if you'd even just take the tax credits and the interest, that $712 million is being wasted by the Arizona legislature in corporate welfare, basically. There's no wonder we don't have money for our public schools. What did the legislature owe the schools? $319 million. What are we paying in Wall Street debt? $312 million. If we weren't paying the debt to Wall Street, we wouldn't have to worry about the university system and K through 12. We could totally, you know, change our economic system if we had the political will to do it. So that's one of my platform ideas. I have a lot more